Hello, gamers! It has been quite some time. Yes, it has. 15 days, to be exact. I hope that you all have been doing well. Uh, you know what? Let's do something I haven't done in a while. Hello! Welcome back to stream. I feel like I'm out of focus a bit. That's making it worse. There we go. Is this too bright? I think it's too bright. But dang it, that's the color temperature. And that's too dark, isn't it? I need an in-between for those two. That's really annoying. Anyway, I have returned and, well, so far it looks like the stream is running well. So, fingers crossed it stays that way. Long time no see. Oh, I forgot to put my keycaps back up. So, I am going to be replacing the PCB on my keyboard. However, why though? However, it didn't come in today like planned, so guess we're putting that on the back burner for now. I have updates for you guys too as well. So, update number 1 is that
to the dark side. Here's your cookie.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your stay. So update number 1 is that I started a business. Let's go. It's in the very early stages still, but it's going somewhere. So
Thanks for the sub. Hey, you're really cool. Thanks for the sub. Woo!
thanks again for the offline sub. I saw it and I just didn't get to do much about it because my stream stuff broke. And it was very sad times. However, hopefully those days are over, at least for now. Now that I have a connection directly to the router now. So, yay! Finally! This was obviously the simplest solution, and that's what I was trying to tell my mom, and she finally caved in because I have work on Saturdays from home, and obviously I can't have my connection dropping. Cause that'd be bad, obviously. So we did it. And I believe we're gonna be getting holes drilled through from downstairs up to the roof, attic, and then it'll travel down into my room, so it'll be an even more direct connection, but it'll also be out of the way. Hi Mr. Devastation, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I am also preparing to try and get this bed out of here. It has come to my attention, realization, whatever the correct word is, that I should just get around to doing it myself. Because I don't think my mom is ever going to get to the point where she's going to let me do it with her permission. So I'm just gonna do it. Because I need the space, and I want to put like a bunch of storage units here. As you can see, there's just a bunch of boxes from like PC parts and keyboard parts. I want to put storage here against this wall so that I can put stuff away somewhere. Because I only have one dresser currently in my room, and I can't hold everything in here. And with starting my new business, kind of need the space, just a little bit, kind of need the space. So that's what I'm going to be working on next, and I'm probably gonna make that a Ko-Fi goal as well. Speaking of Ko-Fi, they now have subscription tiers, so I'm going to be working on subscription tiers. And what else? I'm working double hours now, so I don't really know how often I'll be able to stream, and I've been really, really tired lately. Like, I've been sleeping quite a bit, or at least when I can, not during the week because of work, but today I slept a really long time. After only sleeping a total of 10 hours the last 3 days. My eye hurts. It's glasses time. So, sleep has been difficult. Oh my god. Sleep has been difficult as well, unfortunately. What else is there to update you guys on? I guess in terms of Rust, because a lot has happened in Rust since we last streamed it. Serene is in some deep shit, to say the least. There's a lot to explain and unpack there. Like, for example, actually, what was the last thing I streamed in terms of Rust? Let's check that. Because, oh, flashbang. Because I actually don't remember where we left off. I think, actually, the last stream was launch day. Oh, God. Okay. I'm not entirely sure where that... Was that a backlog? What happened there? I don't know if someone like played Tag's war cry when I was getting off last stream and it just played. That's awkward. Okay, so the last thing was launch day. Right, it was right before the mayor debates. So, I'll start there. The mayor debate was between Victoria and Levi. Of course it was Levi. And Levi ended up winning the debate, so he became mayor, and that caused a lot to happen within itself because everyone slowly began finding out that he's a necromancer. You know, Serene actually had to find that out from Tana. Levi didn't even tell her. So he's a necromancer and the mayor of the land of the undead. So, kawinkydink. What has happened since then, actually? So much has happened that, like, my brain, I don't think remembers everything. But, I'll try my best. So, Serene didn't get to see much of Levi, so she just spent a lot of time by herself. And ended up dying a lot to undead. for stupid reasons, cause like cooldowns, and then I got camped a couple times. Like my sleeping bag got camped a couple times, and I didn't have a closer one, so I would spawn, and then there would be an undead right there, and then they just kill me, and then like they wouldn't go away, so I was stuck in this like loop of like trying to get out of this situation. And then once I got out of that, I believe my skull was crushed about 6 times day 1 because of how many times I died to undead. And a few days after that, Inspector found out that he wasn't sure if it was 10 crushed skulls or 20 crushed skulls, but that if you crush that amount of skulls of someone,
What?
my
What?
god,
Oh my gosh.
Jesus,
So many cookies to give out. Give subs. Give subs. Get your cookies. Give subs. Give subs. Get your cookies. Give subs. Give subs. Get your cookies. Give subs. Give subs. Get your cookies.
Wobbly, what the heck? Just popping in here with the 10 gift subs? Jesus Christ. Well, shit, how you doing, Wobbly? Okay, let me sit up. I got really comfortable. Jesus Christ. Marco, Mello, Nisa, Maeve Ryder, Jen, Zoe, Tag, Inverted Fire, Arlo, and Rav. I hope you guys enjoy your subs. You snagged some amazing people, Rob. Rob Wobbly, what the fuck? I saw Rob's DM pop up. Anyway, sorry. I was looking at Discord. You have internets? I do have internets! And it's working, it looks like. But Wobbly, thank you so much. You don't have to do that though, but I appreciate it. I was just sort of updating on life things and Rust things and all that fun stuff. Today I have Fridays off, so that's really nice. But I do have work at 8 in the morning, so I probably can't degen as much as I'd like to. Aha. Where did I leave off? Oh right, I forgot another life update as well. On top of working double hours, I'm hoping that I can get some business with the business I just started, because my dad unfortunately got laid off again. So I'm kind of making the main income for the house again. So like, as much as I feel like I didn't do anything to like deserve the gift subs, I also appreciate it because I know we're gonna need that for sure. I kind of came up with a plan, I suppose, as well. Before I get back into Rust stuff, I kind of came up with a plan, which is I would like to pay off my student debt first before, or at least pay off like a decent chunk of it before I move out. So I'm thinking that's the plan for now, unless I get lucky and like I'm able to move somewhere that's decently priced and like have good roommates, you know. We'll see what happens. Right, Rust stuff. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, the skulls. So, Serene had gotten up to, I believe, 6 or 7 skulls crushed on herself by the time she learned this information, because she was by herself, so she wasn't there with the rest of the group when they found out about that skull crushing could turn people undead if you reach the threshold, you know. So then that's when Levi was like, Actually, hold on. I have a clip of it. Where is it? I have to scroll up a little bit. Or I could just pull up the clip from my computer, because I did save it. Okay, let's see here. Nope, that's incorrect. Why does it do this? Just let me... Just let me capture it. Why are you like this? What? Why? Why though? Actually, why though? Okay, I guess I'll just use the original method. Sheesh. Okay, fine. I see how it is. I just wanted to freaking... do the thing. I'm struggling. Alright, there we go. Oh dear, you can see me. I die a lot.
How? You spend all your time at home.
So there's that. And then there's this other clip that I got.
Who the fuck filled my boxes with shit?
Oh dear. Good morning.
Is it?
Morning then? I'm sorry, did you say your boxes and your pockets?
Someone filled my boxes and my pockets full of shit.
That's probably why we have a lot of horses.
So yeah. That was a couple moments that happened in the in-betweens. There were a few slow days in between, just from people traveling and like we're all taking more breaks on the server because we all got hit with so much burnout last season, so we're pacing ourselves a bit more since the season's like a little longer, but also like a tad shorter, so it's kind of like an in-between currently. But yeah, we're doing better about taking breaks. Or like I guess people's work schedules have gotten a bit in the way too, but you know, we work around it. Someone summoned me. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. The stream is working finally. I'm so happy. So, okay. After Serene found out about the skulls, she had this like weird, sort of thought where like it piqued her curiosity. What would happen if they rose this ginormous, like, you know, largely talked about being and got approached by Hans in the middle of an attack on the compound, she had retreated to the little like apartment part of it, and was just sort of chilling in there by herself, as she does. And that's when he appeared and told her to go to Teller's cabin. That distracted me just a little bit. I also realized I didn't even finish my thought. But yes, Wobbly gifted you a sub, Bello. I hope you enjoy it. So she walks all the way to Teller's cabin, and yes, walked, because she didn't have a heli. Helis were broken at that point in time still. So she walked from the compound all the way to Teller's cabin, which was basically the bottom of the map all the way to the top of the map. And it took like 7 minutes just to get there. And when she got there, she was sent to like the attic part of it that's like closed off. And these candles started lighting themselves up. And then Hans appeared in the center of it and told her to walk closer to him. And I was just like, ah, shit. So she like slowly starts walking close to him and then stops. And he's like, closer. And I was just like, walks closer. And he's just like, a little more. And basically walked up all the way to the edge of the candle, basically right in front of him. Not a comfort area for her. She doesn't like being super close to people because, well, she's been shot a lot in circumstances like that. So she has trust issues. And he introduced himself and said that herself, as well as her husband, is they're integral parts of this operation. Especially Serene, because a lot of people trust Serene. And that's when I was like, ah, shit. When you put it like that, that just makes me feel bad. But Serene's in this like such a weird state of mind that like she's curious. So she was like, okay. I mean, she didn't really say yes or no to it. She was kind of just roped into it. So she also kind of feels a bit threatened. Because if she doesn't do it, then she could die or something. So that's what she was feeling. And then, it took her a bit to confide in Levi about it, because they don't get to see each other a lot, because he's always running around. So it took a bit for her to actually tell him. And then once she did, that's basically when it went into full swing the next day, unintentionally. And it was actually really funny. I wish I was recording this. I really wish I was. But I had logged on, and I'd woken up, and I said morning, and I got teleported right to where I had horses the day before, because I had started moving horses over to Horse Lake, which is what I was instructed to do by Note and by Hans, but people didn't know that. I had left 5 horses there because it was such a process to get them from the compound to Horse Lake, and I died like twice in the process. And like you don't realize until you do it, but you can't run when you're leading a horse. And if you like even walk too fast, sometimes the lead will drop off. So you had to be like very, very careful and very slow to make sure you didn't drop any horses. I still dropped like 2 though. I didn't realize that I was too lazy to go back because of all the hassle I went through. So I had left these 5 horses at the lake and I got teleported to these horses. So I started moving these horses around to the platform where they were supposed to be. And it was funny because no one told me to do that. I was just already doing that from the previous day. And then everyone else was doing it and not really questioning it either. So I was kind of just like, oh, okay, we're safe. I didn't know what was going to happen. I wasn't told the whole detail. I was just told that it just needed to be full of horses. Like all the troughs needed to have 2 horses. And that was, there were a lot of horses. There were definitely a lot. I think there was around 40 or something. Like 40 or 50 of them. So we gathered the horses, and everyone but Levi had to leave the platform. Which, you know, obviously wasn't great for Serene, because she wanted to be there, clearly. But then he called her and said something along the lines of like, are you alright, kind of thing. And that's when I was like, shit, he doesn't know if he's gonna live through this. It's that call. And he did such a good job of making his voice sound so shaky, and I wished he was streaming, or like, I don't know if he was recording, but I wished he was streaming it at least, because he did such a good job, really. But he made his voice like kind of shaky as like a clue of like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive this. And that's when Serene was like, you're lying to me, you don't sound okay, because he said he was okay when she asked back. And that's when he was like, could you just keep talking, say anything, how was your day, stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, my heartstrings. He just wanted to hear her voice. And I was just like, bruh, why you gotta do this? Why you gotta make me feel so many feels, man? And then, we were waiting for nightfall, and I'm not entirely sure what transpired because I couldn't see very well, and I had guys screaming in my ear for Monica, so I couldn't really hear much of what the others were saying too. But there were these explosions, like rockets, that came from where he was standing, and then he disappeared. And that's when I was like, shit. Please don't tell me he just died, because I really don't think I'd want to deal with that again. And she just stared at the platform. And she kept staring. And kept staring. And then a zombie horde appeared, which she miraculously survived with like a sliver of health. And then she went back to staring at the platform and wasn't really talking much to everyone. And at this point, Tana started messaging her, being like, you're hiding something from me. Did you make a deal? Because, earlier, while we were gathering horses, Serene disappeared. Is that the Drew? Hello! So Serena disappeared, and he ended up teleporting to her without warning. And so he, for a moment, saw that she was with Hans. And then he quickly disappeared again. And I have to say, Rob was like very quick with his trigger finger to like disappear real quick as Hans. Like, it was fantastic. But he did see, oh my. Oh, thanks for the cookies, Drew. I appreciate it.
Money, 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 money.
And you got the rare alert. Wow. That's wild. Thanks, Drew. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that though. I also did find it kind of funny that that Hans was like, "Did you tell him where you were? Or was that of his own accord?" Which it was of his own accord. That one time, because you know, Serene had disappeared. She's his sister, and so he just did it. So that's why he started being like, "You're not telling me something. Did you make a deal with him?" To which she said no, because, you know, in her mind, she hasn't made a deal. She wasn't given an ultimatum. She wasn't given something to say yes or no to, but she does feel threatened. And she feels that if she doesn't do this, she's going to die. And she doesn't want to do that to Levi. So, on to the next day. God, so much happened that day. I'm trying to remember all that happened, which, I mean, this is like yesterday pretty much. I'm trying to remember. Alright, so we woke up dead. Which wasn't great. All the doors were blown up, in the community compound shelter, and we all had died. So an investigation was started for that, and then, while Levi was at the, prison, oh god, he gets visited by the previous sheriff, who is upset because the process for convicting suspected criminals hasn't started yet, and it had been a little over a week since the first few crimes had been committed. So he was pissed and gave a warning that they were about to take it into their own hands if he didn't do something. So he started going through the list of people who are suspected of crimes, and Serene was the only one awake at that current point in time. So I don't know if it was the sheriff or not, but those who were asleep and suspected of crimes were put into the holding cell. Serene was handcuffed and put into the holding cell. And then Norvilla and we were talking about Lilith yesterday, so that's why I fucking mixed up names again. Norvilla and Victoria almost crash landed next to the prison. And that's when Levi starts talking to her and is like, "Chai, I want you to arrest Norvilla." After basically explaining why people were getting put in the holding cell. To which Narvilla was like, on what grounds? And Levi was like, you killed us, didn't you? Hi Rose, how are you? And that caused quite the argument between Narvilla and Levi. Narvilla ended up going in the cell eventually, but it was definitely a tense situation, and it got real spicy. I'm good, how are you? I'm tired, but I wanted to stream a little bit because, you know, it's been like 15 days since I streamed, and I felt bad, so so then they're arrested. Chai and Levi go outside to talk, and Victoria stays with Serene and Norvilla. So they're talking about basically the sheriff deity entity, whatever the sheriff is, and how seemingly criminals are safer inside the holding cell. To which we then hear Hans's voice, and say something like, funny how she said most of us or something, and then shoots Victoria dead. Like, boom boom dead. And I'm just like, huh? What? I'm sorry, what? And then he tells Norvilla and I to step back, and he C4s the door to like jailbreak us. Unfortunately I was too close to the door though, so I died, but that was okay. It was a faster way out, I guess. Which that ended up making Levi more suspicious, because Levi was the only one kind of being really suspect of Norvilla, and it made her seem even more suspicious because she was the only one who survived that blast. So that made him even more suspicious of her. So then he was like, and it seems you are the last one standing, but then she disappeared. So it was like really funny timing on Rob's end. Then Norvilla and Serene are told to meet Hans at the harbor. So they go to the harbor. And I am not going to talk about what happened at the harbor because I want that to come out in roleplay. But let's just say it wasn't pleasant. And then they die at the harbor. So by the time Serene gets back to the police station, she hears Inspector scolding Levi, saying, "Aren't you on a team with your wife? Why didn't you go find her? Where is she?" Because, like, obviously, that would have been, like, impending danger, I guess. And that's when I showed up, so I was kind of just like, well, that's just awkward timing. Because it was right when I showed up. And that's when he saw me in, like, the corner of his eye. Sort of just slowly walking up, but he didn't want to say anything. I get the feeling he was actually looking to see where I was, Because, like, I feel like that would be a Levi thing to do. Like, he probably did look to see where I was, but then at the same time, he was dealing with whatever was happening at the prison. Trying to figure out what happened. And then that's when Norvilla goes off on Levi because of what had happened. And she demanded that he apologize for what had happened to her and his wife. And that's when he was kind of just like, we've only been together for like 5 minutes, like, at least give me some time to do it first. I'm still processing and all this, you know, like trying to really figure out and piece together what happened. And Norvilla storms off. When Levi tries to talk to Serene about it, Serene doesn't want to talk about it. And you could feel the tension in the relationship a little bit because they both don't talk very well to each other. So they haven't been like talking much about like their plans or like what they've been up to. They've both been keeping to themselves a bit. So then what happened after that? We held a trial for Orion after that. That was very scuffed, but it was very fun. And then he went to go talk to Orion when he was putting him in the cell after sentencing, and that's when he got the smart idea. I say smart, but the really, really stupid idea to go to this machine and crush 10 of his skulls to see what would happen. Serene didn't know about this. So, a bit after that happened, 2 earthquakes occurred. So, Serene had stated, don't fly. But I think everyone should convene at the community compound so we can talk about this and figure out what's going on. So everyone who was awake convened at the community compound. Levi was surprisingly still awake. I honestly thought he was gonna go to sleep after crushing skulls, but it appears he got sucked back in by something. And he started like just being really quiet, which was very odd considering, like, you know, he has mayoral duties and he was being quiet whenever there's something like a gathering like that. He's the opposite of quiet. So Inspector started leading it, started asking what everyone was doing, where they were, what they felt, all that fun stuff. And Levi was kind of talking in riddle a little bit. So Inspector said this. Let me get the clip here. If I can, do I put the clip in here? Here we go. I found it. I'll just play the audio.
I think I actually pissed off anybody. Maybe slightly, but I did learn something. And that
Serene, are you using him as a puppet? Are you talking through him? He sounds a lot like you right now.
Oh my.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm a little irritable. I was just covered in godly shit. Okay.
Oh my god. Rob had this whole bit as inspector where the earthquakes happened. So he was like, what the fuck was that? I was trying to take a shit. So then he said he had to like change his suit and all that fun stuff. Because he was covered in godly shit and the whole bit was fucking amazing. So Inspector was very irritable and was just like, just get to the fucking point. Stop sounding like your wife. And he eventually got around to telling everyone that he had crushed 10 of his skulls. Which, garnered this response from everyone.
Alright, Levi, please, what the fuck happened?
Godly shit, what did I miss?
long story short,
The inspector got woken up by an earthquake and
I
covered himself
crushed
in his shit.
exactly 10 of my own skull.
You what?
You what?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stand back here.
What
By
the
the way,
fuck?
when I
You what?
was yelling here,
You what?
You what?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stand back here.
What the fuck?
when I was yelling there, it was almost 4 in the morning. Or not almost 4 in the morning. It was almost 2 in the morning, and everyone else was asleep. And then
It was an experiment. No, you should get back up. You should be really mad now. You should be like extra pissed.
Right, Levi, if you don't mind rewinding a second, you said you
from that reaction.
She
crushed your
literally
skull,
just very
right?
calmly, evenly toned said, I am refraining, just so we're clear. Levi, you are so screwed. Anyway, it was
Levi, you are so screwed. So that was basically Serene's reaction, and she was very, very, very understandably upset at him for not telling her that that's what she was doing, or that's what he was doing while she was back at the compound. Because, you know, literally the day before that, she thought she was gonna lose him because of the whole phase 1 horse thing. And then she could have lost him again, so she was understandably pissed. And then Victoria got a little upset as well because she said that we need to be talking more, like, to each other. So Levi continued to say that that he had made first contact with, like, was it the Master of the Undead or something? Which obviously made Inspector shake in his boots. Cause he's just like, oh shit, that's not good. And he said he was also given a warning. And that it was a bit cryptic, but not too cryptic. So he basically paraphrased it by saying that he was told that Serene knows something, and that if she didn't tell you, she was going to die. Which, it was something that she was trying to tell him, like, all day. But, like, he kept, like, either getting pulled away from her, or, like, she didn't really have enough alone time with him to say it. Welcome back, Unselfish. So he kind of just had to pull a trigger there and be like, alright, let Serene fucking talk to you or I'm gonna kill her. God damn it. Basically, is how Rob handled that. So that's when Victoria got extra mad and was like, because Inspector basically walked out and was just like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare a grave. And Victoria was like, you guys are fucking married and you don't talk. What is this? And she walked out all upset. So then, Levi and Serene go over to her observatory, and she tells him everything. Which, again, I won't talk about in detail, because I have a recording of what was said, but I don't want to give it away until I play Rust again. Because that'll be like the main thing the next time they're both on. Or the next time we're both on, I guess. I don't know why I keep switching propositions. But I do know Tag is gonna be unavailable at least until like Sunday or Monday, because he's currently moving. So he's moving into his new place as of starting today. So it'll be a few days before he gets back on. And I have work tomorrow, so I guess we'll see if I'll feel like playing tomorrow. So that happened, and they had their conversation, and Serene was still angry, so she was giving him attitude. Which I never thought I'd roleplay that way before, and it made my heart hurt. It wasn't easy for me to do. So yeah, I gave him attitude. He went to go talk to James real quick after that conversation, after dropping me off back at the compound, and then he flew back with like 2 minutes to spare before the server went down. And it was very awkward silence between the two of them, because Levi knew he fucked up, and yeah, it was not a good time for him at all. So then, when the server went down, I actually, like, immediately messaged him and was like, I'm so fucking sorry, I feel so bad. And, he said it was fine, but I still felt bad. And I had joined a voice call, and I always feel so bad yelling at people, so I never really do so. I handle things in a really calm manner, because I feel like yelling just doesn't help at all. And if I'm too angry to say anything, I'll, like, step away, and then I'll get back to the conversation. But, like, yelling doesn't really help anything, so I hate yelling at people, so the fact that I yelled at him in-game, and then proceeded to give him attitude after, just made me feel so bad, because I hate personally doing that. So, his excuse was that he had basically been a dick to everyone all day that day, so, like, Levi deserved it. And I was just like, Well, Serene wouldn't have thought that, but even still, it made me feel really bad. And I joined a voice call with a friend, and I was still like tearing up about it. Like while I was role playing it, I was tearing up because I felt so fucking bad that like I yelled at him. And I know it wasn't even like that bad of like yelling. It could have been like much worse than that. I know that, but it still made me feel super bad. But he told me don't worry about it, but I still felt really bad about it. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's happened. You know, recap stuff. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm considering ending stream already. It's only been an hour. I mean, I do have work in like 10 hours though. Well, not even 10 hours, 9.5 hours. So I shouldn't be on like super long anyway. But the main point of this stream was just to test my internet connection. What I want to do is like, I'm hoping that I can maybe just use some of these extra boxes back here to start stuffing some stuff in, have like a keep box and a donate box, and then like have a trash bag and kind of just start putting stuff in them so I can slowly move stuff around so I can like get this out of here quicker. I'm thinking of getting a storage unit to put this in, because I don't plan on selling this bed. My plan is that I get this bed that I've been looking at for a bit. It's gonna be a twin size, because I really don't need a queen size bed. I'm too small. I don't need a bed that big. What I'm thinking is that when I move out, I can just take the bed that I bought with me, and then this bed can be bought back in here. But we also need to replace the mattress that's on it because it's like 10 years old or something, and it needs to go. You can see my tiredness. My goodness. Hi Rex, how are you? I'm so tired. Like, I know you guys are gonna be super upset at me, but like, on Tuesday, I slept 3 hours. On Wednesday, I slept 4 hours. And on Thursday, I slept 3 hours. So across those 3 days, I only slept 10 hours. So it's really catching up to me, and I already slept a decent amount today, but I want to sleep more. Luckily, I'm working from home though, so I don't have to like leave my room. But I'm gonna be sitting here for 4 hours, and it starts at 8 in the morning, and I'm just like, ugh. But I also need the money, so you know. What else is there to talk about? Get a good night's rest eventually. Since I have work in 9.5 hours, I'll probably at least end stream a bit soon here, and then kind of just like lay in bed and watch some Twitch streams or something. I played a decent amount of games today. I played some Overwatch with Kip and Ella earlier on Kip's stream, if anyone was there for that. I'll be around, I think. Oh. Well, if I need someone to talk to, I will be sure to DM you. Cause I'll probably get bored. I guess I could talk about some future plans. For my business, I plan to stream all of the keyboard builds. So there will be a lot more of those once I start getting more commissions. I have 3 out of 4 commission slots available. So if you're curious about that, you can go to my website, which I'll have. I don't remember if I have it linked on Twitch, but it's there. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, I'll be streaming those. which would be super cool and super fun. I'm supposed to be doing a stream. Well, I don't really know if I'm gonna be streaming it too, but I'm gonna be playing this horror game with Tag eventually, and I believe we're trying to get Ella and Mist in on it. I'm not sure when though. So, still figuring that out because, well, as I mentioned earlier, Tag is currently moving, so his setup is gonna be a bit to prepare and everything. No rush on his end, of course. He thought it would be fun, so he bought all of us the game. So we'll see when that happens, and then what else is there to look forward to? Rust, more Rust, obviously. There will be Rust streams, a decent amount of them. I'm thinking of streaming replacing my PCB because why not? Haven't been able to do much of many keyboard streams, so might as well stream updating my PCB in my keyboard. It was supposed to come in today, but I haven't gotten an update on like where it's at, so I don't know where it is right now. It makes me very, very sad. But I think I'm going to end the stream here because I'm getting speepy. Very, very speepy. So I'm probably gonna at least lay in bed. But let's see who is live. I'm so tired. I'm probably not even gonna get on Rust today. I need a break. Emotionally. Serena's gone through a lot the past 2 days. And seeing her husband almost die like twice. Cookie sleepy? Yeah, I sleepy. I feel like I'm sleepy because since I had only slept 10 hours in the past 3 days, that sleeping 8 hours today just made me really tired. I honestly sleepy too. Yeah, it's the mood of today. Most certainly. I've been awake for like 12 hours. That's not even that long though. Oh, Ira's streaming. Oh god, we're probably gonna get an ad. I got an ad! Who would have thought? Okay. So I think we will go and raid Ira. I hope that you guys enjoy your stay, or enjoyed your stay here. I can't English anymore. I'm gonna try and get some of this physical work done before laying down, if at all possible. Or I guess I could at work. Yeah, I'll do it at work when I'm more awake, in theory. I'll just go lay down. I'm really tired. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this raid. Haven't done a just chillin' in quite some time. I feel like I need to do so every so often. What is this monstrosity? Why does he only have 2 viewers? Well, I'm about to send more viewers. Please be kind to Ira. He is streaming on the Rust server currently. Here are the raid messages for your various needs. Yes. For all the different kinds of subs and everything. Depending on what emotes you have. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this relatively short stream. I planned to stream today. And I woke up and I was so tired, so I didn't know if I would, but I also just really wanted to test it, make sure everything works. So at least the internet's working. I didn't see it really dip at all, so that's amazing. Yay, direct connection. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay. I enjoyed my stay. Thank you for all the bits and the subs today. Be kind to Ira, show him some love. Maybe even give him some subs. You know, we'll see how it is. Yeah. Thank you. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support through all these tough times. And you know, the death of my friend. It means a lot, so love you and thank you.